but now our distinguished guest is also with us. Friends, back to back, we are conducting this kind of program. Yesterday also we had a program for the Ethiopia and Lesotho. And this is the program under the roof of Explore Africa. Friends, all of you are well aware that Africa itself contains more than 50-55 countries, and we are conducting one by one, we are calling one by one countries to this chamber and try to interact, try to connect our entrepreneur with respective countries. So today in the program of Explore Africa, and this is the second day, needless to mention, again almost the same kind of program we will be going to conduct for an Africa continent, that too on a 21st, 22nd as well. Right? But in this program today we have Ghana Embassy, and from the Ghana, Mr. Muniro is the Consulate General of Ghana Embassy. Today is with us. So with me in this dais, Sri Nikhil Madrasi ji, our honorary secretary, Sri Mr. Amit Mulani, who is an expert on the content of Africa, especially detailing Africa with subject to the data, so that it would be more easy for you people what exactly to be done with this country. So he will also going to take that kind of topics today. And Mr. Komal Sir, he is our core committee member. So now I request Sri Nikhil Madrasi ji to start with a welcome address, sir.
Good morning, everyone. Before I start, I would like to ask 1, 2, 3 questions to all of you. Number one, yesterday there were 2 programs. One is was with Ethiopia, and then it was for Lesotho. How many both presents? Okay, so let's repeat number. That's good. Number 2, how many of you are a member of SGCCI? Rest you may think to be a part of our organization. And third question is how many of you know Mission 84? That's great. તો આપણે જરા હું અંગ્રેજીમાં શરૂ કરું તે પહેલા ગુજરાતીમાં જે પરેશભાઈએ વાત કરી ને તે વાતને જુદી રીતે દોહરાવું છું. એમણે કહ્યું ને આઈ એમ સોરી કે ડિલે થયું. આપણે હિન્દી પિક્ચર જેવું નથી કે ગુનો આચરાઈ જાય પછી પોલીસ આવે. But because His Excellency was busy with some other meetings at hotel, so he was just came late. એટલે આપણે આ મોડું શરૂ કરીએ છીએ. Good morning, everyone. At this juncture, on behalf of my president, Mr. Ramesh Vagasia, I, Mr. Nikhil Madrasi, Honorary Secretary of the Southern Gujarat Chamber of Commerce and Industry, opening the spillways of our heart while a spontaneous stream of welcome flows. My special welcome to our Chief Guest, Mr. Muniro Kadiri, Councillor, Ghana Embassy, and our entrepreneurs at this very special event, Explore Africa, where we will be talking about trade relations between India and Ghana. Mr. Kadiri, first let me introduce my organization, that is SGCCI. The Southern Gujarat Chamber of Commerce and Industry is the oldest apex body established in the year 1940 and represents the entire trade industry and services from Bharuch to Umargam. We represent 150 plus associations and have a comprehensive membership of 12,000 plus direct members and 2 lakh plus indirect members drawn from membership of 150 plus business associations. And our prime objective is to work as a catalyst for promoting all-round industrial growth and the services attached to it. Sir, I would like to explain in 5 fields we are working. First, that is representation. You all must be knowing that SGCCI's most important aspect is to represent the industries and build a bridge between industries with semi-government and government organizations. Chamber of Commerce નો એક catalyst રોલ છે કે સેમી ગવર્મેન્ટ અને ગવર્મેન્ટની તમામ ઓર્ગેનાઇઝેશન, એ સરકાર, ગુજરાત સરકાર હોય, કેન્દ્ર સરકાર હોય, મહાનગરપાલિકા હોય, પોલીસ ડિપાર્ટમેન્ટ હોય, કલેક્ટર હોય, એ ચેમ્બરને સાંભળે છે. ચેમ્બરનું વિઝિટિંગ કાર્ડ લઈને તમે અંદર જાઓ તો એ લોકો આપણને સાંભળતા હોય છે અને આપણા પ્રશ્નોના જવાબો આપવામાં અને સમસ્યાના સમાધાનમાં મદદરૂપ થતા હોય છે. So this is our first role. The second role is awareness booth. SGCCI has a strong motive to educate industrialists, entrepreneurs or any business owners like you about the market and industry opportunities a market has. Not a single person in the industry should be unaware of the business opportunities, and that's why we are organizing more than 300 programs in 1 year, like seminars, symposiums, training workshops, conclaves and on and on and on. 300 જેટલી વધારે આ પ્રકારના કાર્યક્રમો. આ વખતે આખો કાર્યક્રમ જુદા પ્રકારનો છે, પરંતુ તમે રોજે રોજ ચેમ્બરના સભ્ય હો તો તમને SMS મળતા હશે, વોટ્સઅપ મળતા હશે, અને જેમાં બિઝનેસ અને ઇન્ડસ્ટ્રીને મજબૂત કરવા માટેના ટોપિક્સ લઈને એ પ્રકારના વક્તાઓને આપણે નિમંત્રણ આપતા હોઈએ છીએ. અને એમાં જેટલું વધારે તમે ભાગ લો એટલું તમારી જે ધાર છે નોલેજની એ ધાર વધારે મજબૂત કરવાનો અમે પ્રયત્ન કરીએ છીએ. સર, અવર થર્ડ રોલ, that is point of origin to point of consumption. SGCCI works towards establishing the bridge between the manufacturers and the consumers. We try to accommodate both ends by giving competitive rates to the consumers while protecting the interest of the manufacturers. And for this, we are organizing a series of exhibitions around this year. This year, under the able leadership of our visionary president, Mr. Ravchan, we have already organized 3 exhibitions, namely SITEX, that is Surat International Textile Expo, Yarn Expo, Sparkle International Exhibition for Gem and Jewelry Industry, and Startup Expo. And in coming days, in coming future, we are going to organize Health and Wellness Expo, Smart Education Expo, SGCCI Business Connect Expo, Food and Agri Expo, Event Expo, Auto Expo, Vyapar, Build Expo, and Udyog Exhibition. તમારા સૌની જાણ ખાતર કે ઉત્પાદકતાને સીધું માર્કેટ મળી રહે એટલા માટે આપણે આ એક્ઝિબિશન્સ કરતા આવ્યો છે. આ જે સેન્ટર આપનું છે એ આખા ભારતમાં કોઈ ચેમ્બર પાસે આવું સેન્ટર નથી, અને 1,16,000 સ્ક્વેર ફીટ પિલરલેસ એર કન્ડિશન ડોમ એ માત્ર આપણી ચેમ્બર પાસે છે. અને આ આખી જે પ્રિમાઇસીસ છે એ પ્રિમાઇસીસની અંદર કહી શકીએ આપણે કે સુરતની ચેમ્બર એ આખા દેશની અંદર સૌથી સમૃદ્ધ ચેમ્બર કહેવાય, કારણ કે આટલી મોટી સંપત્તિ બીજી કોઈ ચેમ્બર પાસે નથી. ગુજરાતીમાં કહું તો આપણો માર્કેટ રેટ 1,000 કરોડનો છે, એમ કહું તો ખોટું નથી. Sir, the fourth, our responsibility towards our members is corporate social responsibility. SGCCI works relentlessly for the society at large to protect and promote our social interests. In COVID time, you all must be knowing that when the entire world was on ventilators, SGCCI was the first chamber in Gujarat to start with the oxygen bank on the call of the then Chief Minister Mr. Vijay Rupani ji. And recently from our relief fund, SGCCI helped the people of Bharuch during the flood and gave shelter to more than 500 houses using more than 7 lakhs rupees. એટલે આપણી જે સામાજિક ઉત્તરદાયિત્વની ભાવના છે તે ભાવના બહુ સુંદર રીતે આપણે વ્યક્ત કરતા આવ્યા છે. And sir, the last one, that is internationalization. This year is a part of internationalization. SGCCI has this unique project called SGCCI Mission 84, through which we have all gathered today. The year 2023-24 has a unique identity for our chamber. It is the 84th establishment year of SGCCI, and coincidentally, Surat has a history of being a port of choice for 84 nations of the world in the 17th century. Therefore, in this year, SGCCI is in a unique position to commemorate the history of Surat by revisiting its glory and thereby trying to work to re-establish connect with its old foreign trade partners and ensure achievement of Government of India's target of US $1 trillion exports and US $5 trillion economy by 2027. મિત્રો, 4 વસ્તુ 84 માટે. 84 તાલુકો, તમે બધા જેમાં રહો છો એ 84 તાલુકો છે. આખા દેશની અંદર આવો નંબરથી કોઈ તાલુકો હોય, આ એકમાત્ર ઘટના તે આપણા સુરતની 84 તાલુકાની. ચેમ્બર ઓફ કોમર્સ 83 વર્ષ પૂરા કરી 84મા વર્ષમાં પ્રવેશ કરે છે. દેટ ઇઝ સેકન્ડ કોઇન્સિડન્સ. નંબર 3, મેં જે વાત કરી ઇંગ્લિશની અંદર 15, 16મી, 17મી સદીની અંદર 84 દેશના વાવટા અત્યારે ચોક બજારમાં જે કિલ્લો છે એ ત્યાં ફરકતા હતા, અને તે વખતે કોઈ પણ પ્રકારના કમ્યુનિકેશન વગર આ 84 દેશો સાથે આપણે વ્યાપાર કરતા હતા. અને એ જ વાતને ફરીથી રિપીટ કરવા માટે, એ ગ્લોરીને ફરી પાછી મજબૂત કરવા માટે આપણે આ 84 મિશનની શરૂઆત કરી છે. અને ચોથું કોઇન્સિડન્સ એ આધ્યાત્મનો ઇન્સિડન્સ છે કે આપણે સૌ મનુષ્ય જન્મ 84 લાખ યોનિમાંથી ફરીને એક વખત પ્રાપ્ત કરીએ છીએ. દેટ ઇઝ ઓલ્સો 84. એટલે આ 4 84નો સંગમને કારણે આ મિશન 84નો જન્મ થયો છે. Sir, marking the in the 84th year, the Southern Gujarat Chamber of Commerce has embarked on an ambitious initiative, SGCCI Global Connect Mission 84, aiming to facilitate international business worth rupees 84,000 crores between 84,000 Indian entrepreneurs and 84,000 international businessmen. And as part of this mission, the SGCCI seeks to establish partnership with 84 embassies of foreign countries. Since the installation ceremony of this year's presidency, Mr. Ramesh Vagasya and the entire team, we have successfully conducted meetings with the foreign missions of India, of Sri Lanka, Lesotho, Vietnam, the UK, Thailand, Tanzania, Ivory Coast, Namibia, Ethiopia, and today it is Ghana and many more. Recently, our delegation had a visit to China. આપણા 45 સભ્યોનું ડેલિગેશન ચાઇના ગયું હતું ઇન્ટરનેશનલ ટેક્સટાઇલ મશીનરી એક્ઝિબિશન જોવા માટે અને ત્યાં એમણે અલગ અલગ ફેક્ટરીઓની મુલાકાત લઈને પોતાના જ્ઞાનને વધારવાની કોશિશ કરી હતી કે ચાઇના કેમ આપણા કરતાં આગળ છે 50 વર્ષ અને ત્યાંની જે વાત જોયું એમના પછી એટલી કાંઈ નહીં તો એમને પ્રેરણા મળે છે કે યસ આપણે તો હજુ બહુ પાછળ છે અને આપણે ઘણું કરવાનું બાકી છે. આપણે પોતે ભલે ઘણી વખત કૂવામાંના દેડકા જેવી વાત હોય આપણે માની લેતા હોય કે આપણે બહુ સરસ કામ કરીએ આપણે કરીએ જ છીએ સરસ કામ પણ કદાચ એનાથી વધારે સારું કામ જ્યાં થતું હોય ત્યાંથી આપણે પ્રેરણા લેવી જોઈએ એ એક આપણે માટેની સૌની પોતાની ફરજ બને છે. એન્ડ we had visited Dubai. Me and my president Ramesh Vagasya, we had been to Dubai for 10 days. ત્યાં આપણું ફોગવાનું એક્ઝિબિશન હતું ટેક્સટાઇલનું અને એની સાથે સાથે ત્યાં એક બીજું ગાર્મેન્ટ એક્સપો હતો દુબઈની અંદર. આ બધા એક્સપો જોયા પછી કઈ રીતે આ એક્સપો થાય છે ત્યાં જવાથી કયા પ્રકારના ગ્રાહકોને આકર્ષી શકાય છે અને ત્યાર પછી અમે દુબઈ ચેમ્બર, શારજા ચેમ્બર, અબુધાબી ચેમ્બર, ત્યાંના બીજા મિશન એટલે અમે લોકોના દ્વાર ખોલવા માંગીએ કે દુબઈમાં તમારે ધંધો કરવો હોય ને તો હવે તમારે જાતે કોઈ મહેનત કરવાની જરૂર નથી. વી હેવ ધેટ કોન્ટેક્ટ. અમે તમને એક જ ખાલી કોન્ટેક્ટ પોઈન્ટ આપી દઈશું કે જેથી તમે તમારા ધંધાનું ડેવલપમેન્ટ દુબઈની અંદર કરી શકશો. So, and has successfully conducted a meeting with the industries of the respective countries to represent the project Mission 84 and encourage them to take up the opportunities we are creating for the entrepreneurs. With these words, I again and again welcome you all. Thank you very much for hearing me patiently. My dear His Excellency ने कदाच he may not be understand हिंदी पर तमारा सौનું સ્વાગત માટે કહું છું કે जब मोहब्बत जवान होती है हर अदा एक जवान होती है आप जहां प्यार से कदम रख लो वो जमीन आसमान होती है. धन्यवाद.
Thank you Nikhil bhai. Since when the international guest is with us, so as per our tradition, we as a chamber and all on behalf of you all people, we would like to welcome our guest by words, but at the same time, we also would like to extend our gratitude by felicitate them with bouquet and memento. So I request the dais please come forward and Mr. Muniro to please accept it. Please join us. Thank you. Friends, I'm just recalling almost I think 1.5 months or 2 months back when I was at Delhi and I met Mr. Muniro there in his embassy. The kind of information, the kind of knowledge, the kind of the data which he is having, the kind of opportunity which he discussed with me, I was honestly saying that I was speechless. And reason being, I intend, and I told him on that instant only that Excellency, can you please come to our chamber, because if you alone pass on all the inquiries, pass on all the informations to me, it would be too difficult for me to appetize. Rather than that, if you can come and speak in the presence of our entrepreneur, that would be more better. And that's the reason on that day itself, if I'm not wrong, with me, I think Komal Bhai was also with me at that time. We instantly designed that and we request him to please arrange your meeting. We would like to conduct one B2B meeting, an interactive meeting with our entrepreneur, so that it would be fruitful rather than talking, as Nikhil Bhai is rightly said, that we don't want to just finish it up in the form of this meeting. આવ્યા મળ્યા અને નીકળી ગયા. Not like that. We have to make this meeting effective, and we would like to at least ensure that even out of this 150, 160 people, at least 2-3 people even get some kind of business or if they can connect with Ghana, I think the role of SGCCI, which already Nikhil Bhai has elaborated in his 5 tasks of SGCCI, I think at least in one of the tasks, we feel it at the end of the day as a satisfaction that yes, we at the Chamber of Commerce, we did something for our entrepreneur. So thanks. Now I request Mr. Amit Mulani ji. Amit Mulani is an expert in terms of the data, especially Africa. If you look at, he is having the data that what are the import, what are the exports of various countries from India to that respective country. I think he also have that kind of data wherein he can present what are the products and services which is in demand for specific 2 days if we look at then Ghana. So I think this is a very interactive. A person who speaks in our language, it always, take it to our heart. This is the ideology what I understand, and that's the reason we insisted and we requested Mr. Amit Mulani ji always to remain present in this kind of forum and present it about the opportunity. And then after, if the councillor explained that what exactly the opportunity, you can easily correlate it and at least very quickly reach to that point wherein the inquiry could turn it into the actual closure. So now I request Sri Amit Mulani ji to please explain about Ghana. Mr. Amit Mulani.
First of all, greetings to Mr. Muniru Kadiri, Councillor of Ghana Embassy, Office Bearer Nikhil Bhai, Paresh Bhai, Kamal Bhai, and all the participants over here present in this beautiful morning. So myself, Amit Mulani, I am an exporter since last 10 years, and today I am here to represent the opportunities, whatever we are seeing for the African continent. So today my role is to present that what kind of the opportunities we are seeing for the Ghana, and obviously it is a bilateral opportunities, something we are exporting to the Ghana and lots of products we are importing, sir. So today I want to just give you the idea about that, okay, which are the kind of categories where we can focus as per our expertise and as per whatever we have in India. Because obviously you can export those products which you have here, which has a potential over here, and number of categories there we are good in terms of manufacturing and definitely in the service. So I am appreciating the efforts of Southern Gujarat Chamber of Commerce and Industry, in which way they are conducting the different sessions. They are asking to different consulate generals and ambassadors over here, where we can directly touch to them, we can directly ask them a question, we can solve our problems, and definitely in that case ultimately we are getting a number of query resolved. And definitely I am concerned with that कि अगली बार जब ऐसे सेशन हो तो हम यहाँ पे ना करके प्लेटिनम हॉल में करें. Because if you want to grow the business, you have to be there where you will get something to grow the business. And that's what the area where SGCCI is very keen and what we are right now seeing. So let me start with some basic information about the country, because without basic information you cannot tap any country. And here we are talking about the bilateral business opportunities with Ghana. Ghana is West African country, and Africa has total 54 countries. So there are different coastal areas over there. May I get assistance, please? It is not changing. Will you laga which a pin laga? So Ghana is one of the strategic country where we are finding a lots of opportunities, and today we are going to check it out from the data that in which sector we have the kind of opportunities to be tapped. And the first and very formal step when you are entering into the export business, it is product selection. Product selection always consider as a prior, or we can say primary stage. After getting product, you can select the market, and then you can particularly export those products into that market and earn the money. So when I am talking about specific country, absolutely we have to always work on the data study. And I am always insisting to the young entrepreneurs, without data studying, don't go with the international market, because whatever you have thoughts in your mind, the actual picture is definitely a different one. And so data digging will give you the exact idea that where we are moving ahead and which kind of the opportunities within future. Manually करो ना, वो next बोलते जैसे हैं. Okay, so first of all, when I am seeing Africa as a partner, African country as a partner, so we have to understand that Africa as a whole continent, which kind of the benefits we have with us Africa. So why Africa? Short transportation route than China. If you are seeing the world map, then you will find out that our western coast ports can directly connect with the African countries or African many ports in a different countries. One of the highest GDP growth in the world, if you are seeing the different countries, then many countries have highest GDP growth than India. Abundant resources untapped. Africa is a big continent. If you are seeing the size, then you will find out that more than 5 times bigger than India, and that's what we are seeing as an opportunity where lots of kind of the opportunities with respect to the natural resources are there. Highest growth of population. Again, when you are focusing any market as a opportunity, then population is always concerned thing, because you are sending the goods to the people only, you are selling to them. So right now, all over the Africa has population worth of I think 150 crore, and in 2050 it is assumption that it will reach by 250 crore, and so it is a big continent to be focused. Sustainable industrial growth amongst the world, but obvious because it is mostly countries are underdeveloped only, so they require all kind of the products. It might be a raw material, might be a semi-finished or finished. So we have all kind of the opportunities in this country. Underdevelopment opportunities are many, and trust on India's integrity, absolutely. China +1 की पॉलिसी के हिसाब से आज बहुत सारे कंट्री इंडिया को नेक्स्ट डेस्टिनेशन के तौर पे देख रहे हैं. उसमें से एक we can say अफ्रीका भी है, where they are saying that if we want to choose any country to be import the products, then definitely if we have the option, then we can leave the China. And but obvious boss, India is the option for the world. If we are talking about the Western African countries, there are 22 countries and one of is Ghana. Next one please. Now we are checking out the basic information about the Ghana. Ghana being independent in 1957. The common language is English. So there is no communication problem. Definitely you can talk with the people easily. They can understand you. And we are very fortunate that our second language is English also. Total area of Ghana is given. Population is around 3.4 crore. One of the highest population in Africa. We have 140 crore. कहने की ज़रूरत तो है नहीं. Population growth, it is 1.93% per annum. It is also good. So we have the big market being developed. Religious, 71.3% Christians, 20% Islamic, and 88.7% other. GDP is 76 billion US dollar, where India has 3.74 trillion dollar. But one of the fastest growing GDP in Africa. Per capita income is too good. We can say $2350, where India has 2612. We can say purchase power is too good in Ghana, and it is continuously developing. I am talking about the neighbor countries. Then definitely Cote d'Ivoire, Liberia, then Liberia, Burkina Faso, Togo, and Mali are the different neighbor countries to the Ghana. And currency is Ghanaian cedi. It is $1 is equal to 12.01 GC, and 1 GC is equal to 6.94 INR. Yeah. So, but obvious the currency is again higher than us. Population divide 58% in urban and 42% in rural. This is the really a big chunk where we can focus. 58% people living in the urban, so we have the soft target over there when we can export our products and we can develop our market. Labor force by occupation, then 39.49% in agricultural, 19.13% in industry, and 41.38% in service. We can focus on 19.30 and 41.38 as a main market, where rural is also a big market where you can develop those kind of the product which can be buy by those particular population. India's population in Ghana is around 15,000. We have the good diaspora over there. If you want to start the business, then definitely these are the people can help you to start the business over there. Literacy rate is 80.4%, and I don't think so we have found any kind of the problems to connect them with the language or anything else. Talking about the arable land, it is 20.7%, coastal line 550 kilometers, so sound coastal line, and known for the lush forest. diverse animal life, and miles of sandy beaches where you can enjoy the Ghana's coastal line. If you are talking about the major cities with population, then Accra is the main city with the 19 lakhs population around, Kumasi with the 14 lakhs and up to on. Next one please. And now we are talking about the internet user, because we all are knowing that if you want to connect anyone in the world, any country, then definitely we have to identify that how many people are using the internet. And these are the data showing that internet users in Ghana, it is 2.30 crore. We can say almost 68.2% of the population using the internet. So what we are thinking about the country and what is the picture actual, absolutely it's different one. And so I told you, data study is the power to start the business. When I am talking about the international business, social media users are 66 lakh. It is again 19.5%, where you can find out the people on Facebook, LinkedIn, and different social medias. Mobile connections are more than their population is 4.33 crore, and so we can simply say that they are not poor. Yes or no? And so we have to focus on that, where we can focus, or where we can find out the opportunities. Let's move to the main ports. Ghana is but obviously connected with the sea, and so there are the 5 main ports are available there: Accra, Salpond, Sekondi, Takoradi, and Tema. So Tema is the biggest port and where most activities been happen in the export and import. Now we are checking out India's export to Ghana was last year data 2020-23. It was 7,718 crore. It stood 59th rank in the world's total export from India and 9th rank in the West Africa, जहाँ पे हम export already करते हैं. नीचे जो मैंने data दिया हुआ है, it is about the export of India and import from the Ghana, and which is continuously showing that it is continuously increasing. And so African market is always a target for the Indian businessman. Absolutely, Indian business can grow immensely in Africa if we are focusing on the basics, if we are studying out the detailed parameters which to be understood before entering into the market. And this is what showing that how we have increased ourselves in this market despite pandemic. You can check out the data, you will find out that during the pandemic years we have increased our share into the international trade. If we are talking further, then these are the different commodities where I have put the data. The first one is positive growth commodities in 2020 to 23. Here you will find out that we have put the data as per percentage growth. In which products we found the good growth in the last year. And this is what showing that these are all the categories. I have highlighted some categories where vegetable textile fibers, paper yarn and woven fabric, minerals, fuels and mineral oils, but obvious sugar, which is again a higher commodity which can be exported to Africa, and already Ghana is a big market for this. Last year we have exported 401 crore worth of sugar. The data are in lakhs. Knitted or crocheted fabrics. Next one please. Inorganic chemicals is a good market. 132 crore last year already we have exported. Aluminum and articles of that 129 crore we have exported worth of goods. Next one please. Furniture, bedding and mattresses is a very huge market over there. If we are talking about the preparation of cereals and flour, again a huge market. Salt, sulfur and earthen products, again a very good market. Next one please. Coffee, tea, made and spices. We are actually importing lots of coffee over from the, we can say Ghana, where we are processing it and again we are exporting to that country. But when we are talking about the tea, we have the expertise in manufacturing of sachet. And Ghana is one of the biggest importer of sachet. Packed tea. It is green or with flavor and etc. What you are seeing as a Wagh Bakri cha. तो બીજા કન્ટ્રીમાં જીન કંઈ મળતું ન હોય તો આ પેકેટ ગરમ પાણીમાં નાખી દો એટલે ચા થઈ જાય. Yes or no? And you will like you get the feel of 80% like a real cha. So that's what a big market what we are exporting into the Ghana. Then wedding, felt and non-wovens, then tools and implementation and cutlery products and nuclear reactors etc. where we are right now moving further in the manufacturing. Next one please. Cotton, obviously we are exporting to the, we can say African countries, and Ghana is one of the biggest importer with 173 crore in the last year, raw cotton. And articles of the iron and steel with the ceramic product. Ceramic product is again as a good market. It is 59 crore worth of ceramic product we have exported. Next one please. Now we are coming to the highest exported commodities in 2020 to 23. and it is showing that in which product we have exported a lot. If we are seeing the data of 2020 to 23, these are all the highest exported product. The top one is nuclear reactor, etc. Last year we have exported worth of 1200 crore. Then pharmaceutical product is always a keen area where India can focus. Last year India has exported worth of we can say 1000 crore pharmaceutical products. Yes or no? If we are talking about the plastic product, again Africa is a big market and Ghana is one of the great partner for us. Sugar, worn clothing, vehicles and etc. These all are the different kind of the HS code, boss. These are the 2-digit HS code. If you are saying inside, you will find out the more product in detail, and India has all kind of the data over internet only. Yes, you just have to identify it. Go to the proper 8-digit HS code, and you will find out that which are the different products we are exporting and importing to the Ghana and from Ghana. Next one. So these are all those data, particularly regarding to the highest export of commodities. I have put it over here, highlighted data also. Next one, please. Next one. Next one, please. Now we are talking about the focus product. I have identified over here 6 different categories where woven fabric of paper yarn, inorganic chemical, coffee, tea, spices, twisting yarn, rope and cables, textile articles, where 63 is highly focusable, where 61, 62 and 63 all has the potential, and cotton. If you are seeing the data, you just checked it out, the growth, every year it is a positive growth. And so we are continuously increasing our share into the export to Ghana. And this is the data of specific Ghana. If we are talking about the specific section or specific chapters, please, next one. The first one is a 53, it is the paper yarn and woven fabric. You can check it out that last year we have exported worth of 7.40 crore. Next one is, these are the product inside, mainly multiple folded or cabled yarn जो जूट से बनता है. Last year first time we have exported worth of 3.53 crore. This data showing that in many product category yet we haven't started anything, and in that case we have the lots good expertise on those products. And African markets are always a, we can say, clean slate to draw the picture. Boss, how you are seeing the market and how you are reading the data, this is a very important area to be focused on. And here it is showing that कुछ नहीं किया था और अचानक से 3 करोड़ का एक्सपोर्ट हो सकता है अगले 10 सालों में ये 30 करोड़ से ऊपर जाए. That's what the focus. If we are seeing, second is inorganic chemicals. Again we have exported worth of 132 crore, we can say organic chemicals. Next one, please. These are the different products categories inside. Flax of the sodium hydroxide and hydrogen peroxide was the great one. Next one, please. Next one, sir. Next one. This is the third one. It is coffee, tea and spices. Again it has the good growth. Next one. And here, as I told you, crushed or ground pepper, genus capsicum and chili powder has a good market over there. And we are largest exporter in the world of these products. I think we haven't focused these countries. Other than that, they have required a lot kind of the categories. Next one, please. Now this is the world's export and opportunities for India. This one is a very important area to be focused. What I have put over here is that Ghana is importing from the world. So what they are importing, and in front of that, what India is exporting to them, and at the last you will find out untapped potential market in Ghana and how much percentage untapped potential market for India. You just check the data, and I have put all the HS code over here from the 2nd to 99. Just check the categories and you will find out almost 99% open market for India was. 99%. Ghana is importing a lot, but India is doing very less. You just go to the category fish and different kind of the aquatic products. Last year we have exported worth of 17,694. It is right, no? 1.7. It is 1.7. Yeah. It is 1.7 crore worth of aquatic products, no? But Ghana has imported last year worth of 16,021 crore worth of fish products. And we are pioneer in that. You just check how much potential untapped market is Ghana. If we are seeing the different categories, next one please, you will find out all those categories. Beverages and we can say spirits has a good market, tobacco has a good market, pharmaceutical product always, fertilizers, next one. Miscellaneous chemicals, soap, organic and surface agents. Again we are the largest manufacturer. Pulp of the wood and paper products, where stationery products are again a big area where we can focus. Next one. Articles of the iron, tin and etc. Umbrellas and sun umbrellas vagera. Again big market over there. Next one please. And so these are all those categories. Furniture, bedding, mattresses etc. and toy and games. Again you just check the data. We have exported worth of 1.9 crore worth of toys last year, and Ghana has imported 3,760 crore worth of toys last year. Just check how much big potential market is. Let's move to the India's import. Last year we have imported worth of 15,199 crore we can say worth of goods from Ghana. And yes, obviously हमारा जो export है वो कम है, import ज़्यादा है. But mostly we are importing a largest commodity as natural and cultured pearls. Obviously it is called the diamonds, rough. And last year it was 11,260 crore we have imported. So if we are removing it again, we are importing a lots of product, but not that much. What we are seeing as a market, we can import from Ghana. Next one please. These are all those products category what I have put it over here as a imported products from Ghana. If now you want to connect to anyone to Ghana to grow your business, then definitely people are saying that we haven't any relative in the foreign country to whom I have to connect. Boss, Indian embassy से बड़ा कोई relative हो ही नहीं सकता. And when I am talking about the export, this is the only source where you can connect and you will find out all the assistance. You have to just properly tell them that which kind of the help you required, and Indian embassy will help you immensely. Even we have bilateral chamber of commerce with the African countries, and also you can find out the opportunities. And boss, here we have the counselor. Yes or no? अब इतना तो चैम्बर ने करके दिया, अब थोड़ा अपने को करना पड़ेगा ना. अभी काउंसलर हमारे साथ है, आप चैम्बर के अगर मेंबर हैं तो बड़ा ऑब्वियस यू कैन गेट द बेनिफिट्स ऑफ इट. You ask to the chamber for the help, and chamber is always ready to help you. And see, we are in that city which is the port city. लिख के ले लो अगले 10 सालों में नावा शिवा इज इक्वल टू हजीरा होगा. तो ये होगा तो हम क्या कर रहे हैं? We have the lots of opportunity and now we have to focus on that. And absolutely, if Hazira is equal to Nava Sheva, then these countries are the biggest focus to us. Yes or no? Let's move to the next topic, and these are the free trade agreement of Ghana. With more than 20 countries, Ghana has a free trade agreement. In upcoming time, India is moving further with the free trade agreement with different countries of the Africa. So African countries has a cluster, and right now we are focusing for the free trade agreement. Once we'll do the free trade agreement with African countries, what you can do? You export to the Ghana, and from Ghana you can export to the world's different country where Ghana has a free trade agreement. The duty will be 0 or less. It's just about the understanding and the knowledge. If you have the knowledge, you can tap any market into the world. Thank you. I hope you have liked the presentation.
Thank you, Amit bhai. I think I was also viewing his presentation. I was also think that, see, the first things which I observed in this presentation that we are importing 15,000 crores, if I'm not wrong, and we are exporting nearly 7,000 crores of our goods and services to them. Means there is a trade deficit, and that is minus. Friends, all of you know that whenever there is a trade deficit, એટલે કે આપણે વેચીએ છીએ એનાથી ખરીદીએ વધારે, રાઈટ? તો એ કેસની અંદર આપણું વેચાણ વધારવા માટે જે પણ કંઈક કાર્ય થતું હોય ને એમાં આપણને જનરલી ગવર્મેન્ટ સબસિડી, ગવર્મેન્ટ સપોર્ટ બધી વસ્તુ મળતી હોય. સો ઇન ધેટ કેસ, if you feel that there is a trade deficit country wherein our import is higher than our export, so in that case this is the best opportunity, number one. Second thing, from your presentation what I understand, આપણે એમની કોફી વધારે લઈએ છીએ અને કપડા અને કદાચ સુગર અને I think spices, and these are the products which we are selling. But one point which I also seen that yarn, it was they imported 17 crores of in last year and not a single from India. Now we are sitting in the city wherein yarn is our main baby. Boss Sai Baba says, if you look to me, I'll look to you. Right? In that case, we have to say, Ghana, sorry Mr. Muniro, that if you are importing lots of, if you are exporting lot of things to India, then you have to take at least equal what you are importing, what you are at least, exporting from your country. Am I right or wrong? Right. So this is, this is the things which I seen it. And Amit bhai, henceforth I request, the way you are presenting the data, I think you need to have some slower. You are very fast. Because each and no, I understand, but the kind of things which you are really presenting, either you have to give us a presentation copy to all the people, may chargeable, may free, of course, that is your for you. But from that, even if you can understand it, then we'll definitely find out very moment that what are the opportunity arises. One more point, I think they have, imported more than 3,000 crore rupees of fees and aqua product, and from India it was only 1 crore, right? So opportunity is 99. આમાંથી કોઈક મને એવું યાદ હોય, મારે જસ્ટ પૂછવું હતું, આપણે ફૂડ અને આપણે આપણે ત્યાં જે રૂપાલા સાહેબ જ્યારે અહીંયા આવ્યા હતા, હાઉ મેની ઓફ યુ વર પ્રેઝન્ટ? He told that કે આપણે ત્યાંના એરિયાની જે છે ને ફીસ એટલે એક્વા ને એની જે ક્વોલિટી છે ને એ વર્લ્ડની અંદર સૌથી બેસ્ટ છે. On that day when honorary minister Sri Rupala was here, so at that time we did nearly 2,000 something crores of MOU. But if this figure, or if our aqua people would have been understand that the real market is Ghana, if we tried and tested out our product to them, probably the vacuum of 3,000 crore which they are procuring from the other country, that might be an opportunity. That is an opportunity which we may close it in terms of the actual sale from our part. I think, of course, people are trying also, but there is one or some hurdles might be there. Few of them might not, aware about the data. Few of them are not actually aware that where exactly the market is. They tried it somewhere else, and actual opportunity is some other place. But I'm really very thankful, Sri Amit Mulani ji. It was a very nice presentation, and I request all of you to please extend a big round of applause. Now it's time to listen from the Councillor of Ghana, Mr. Muniro Kadri, who specially came to connect with you people today. He also would like to extend what are the opportunity arises in Ghana. So now the floor is for Mr. Muniro. Muniro, please.
Good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
It's such a wonderful privilege to be here. Mr. President, Mr. Amit, my own good friends. In fact, I call them fellow Ghanaians. Because, and then everyone. It's a privilege to be here. As a matter of fact, I must say that Mr. Amit did a very wonderful job with the data he presented about Ghana. So I was just telling Mr. Paresh that there's no need for me to replicate the same thing. But I'm here to speak from the lenses of a diplomat, so that I'll give you the perspectives and put everything in context, even though he has done justice to the whole thing. Yeah. I wish to have this so that I can because otherwise. Yeah. But otherwise.
Yes, you can move. No problem.
Yeah, thank you very much. Yeah. So as the team suggests, exploring Ghana. In the presentation we'll be taking another phase. The first one was the presentation, as we have seen. I expect this time to be more interactive, because I think that we've already showcased most of the things that we are coming to talk about this morning. And then I expect that since we are exploring Ghana, I mean, we expect that it is going to be very interactive. Yeah. So I will start, and if there's any clarity, questions, or any other contribution or submission, it's very welcome so that we can take it up as a whole. Yeah. Sami started by telling us what Ghana is. Yeah. Ghana was formerly known as the Gold Coast. What it means is that it had a lot of gold reserve. But after we gained independence in 1957, that is 10 years after India gained its independence, the name was changed to Ghana. It changed to Ghana not because we just felt like we should change the name, but it was also a way to market our country. Of course, we have very vast deposits of gold, but it is some form of a marketing strategy so that we can be able to also come to the negotiation board. We have been talking about globalization. Globalization means that the world coming onto one stage to interact. But how does this interaction happen? The interaction happens based on what we call comparative advantage. That means what I have and what Mr. Paresh has. And then that is what is going to bring us to come and interact. So, post-independence, we realize that this is a country that is endowed with a lot of natural resources, as Mr. Amit clearly illustrated. Now, this globalization process is what world have coined as multilateralism, and then bilateral relations. As he indicated, Ghana and India's bilateral relationship dates back to even the post-colonial era. Yeah. India has always been something we call a big brother to Ghana, because most of everything that most of everything we do is modeled on India's capabilities and then its actions. For example, Ghana is known as the beacon of democracy in West Africa, as India is the mother of democracy. So if India has given birth to us, then we also take care of the West African side. And by being the beacon of democracy, it hooves on the democratic institutions that Ghana has built. If you look at Ghana on the map, as indicated by Mr. Amit, it is surrounded by French-speaking countries, which we call Francophone countries. So most of it are French colonies. And Ghana, being an English-speaking country, Ghana has always been the first target for India coming to West Africa. So we can become a gateway to the whole of West Africa. That is not to say that we don't have other English-speaking African countries. We have Sierra Leone, we have Liberia, as indicated. But allow me to say with pride that because of the vast resources that we have, it puts us at a pole advantage over the others, even though they are still our brothers anyway. Yeah. So it is not by coincidence that Ghana is the younger brother of India. Now, these West African countries have formed a bloc called ECOWAS. What it means is that India establishing itself as a global superpower means that it needs to cover every facet of this world, and the West Africa is no exception. But if India already has a younger brother like Ghana, it is like an agent. We play the role of an agent for India to be able to interact with the rest of West Africa. And that is how come we pride ourselves as the beacon of democracy in West Africa. Because if we have the mother of democracy covering us, it says a lot for us. So we have always been the point of contact, and then we spread our wings to the other parts of West Africa. And this is something that we take so much pride in. This initiative has also led us to also be the most peaceful country in West Africa, and I say that with so much pride. Everybody is aware of what is going on in the sub-region in West Africa. I have people calling me and asking, why is Ghana not being affected by some of these insecurities? Even some of us, sometimes it remains a mystery because you have insecurities, activities of terrorism and other things bordering around your border, but you haven't had any cause to complain or suffer any of such issues. As much as we owe that to the grace of God, but we also think that we are also doing something right. That is why some of these issues are not something that we suffer. Our stability and security is something that gives leverage to the whole of West Africa. Because when we had a coup in Niger recently, most of the Nigerians came to Ghana. And if we had presented the data of exports and imports from Niger, you would have realized that there is a lot coming from India or going out from India to Niger. But how does it get there? How does it get to Niger? Because Ghana, again, if you look on the map, we are a coastal country. As I indicated, we are bordered to the north by Burkina Faso, to the left by Ivory Coast, to the right, that's to the east, by Togo. But to the east, we are bordered, but to the south, we are bordered by the Mediterranean Sea. That's if any country can be found in the sea anyway. Yeah, so it is not by coincidence that we have 5 ports, which actively serve the whole entire region, the entire West Africa. So what that means is that when the other countries suffer insecurities, they rely on Ghana as their last resort. Because whatever be the case, business must thrive. So I get the impression that the whole sub-region has a responsibility to keep Ghana safe. And we leverage on this to also grow our economy. We take advantage of the peace that we enjoy to also grow our economy. You know. So the imports, as I indicated, the exports is something, and then the Mediterranean Sea, the ports that we have is something that is very important for us. It is also interesting to note that the country is on its way to add another ports in the Cape Coast. For my fellow Ghanaians who know Ghana very well, to one of the region called Cape Coast. The country is on its way to add another port there because we see that the responsibility that we owe to the sub-region keeps growing by the day. So it is very important for us. Yeah. But as we pursue our quest for peace, we are always minded by the UN resolutions that reminds us of non-interference into the affairs of other states. We respect other states in the region. Despite the fact that we have India covering us, doesn't give us the impetus to abuse the respect and the security that we enjoy. So we have that in mind. Mr. Amit has done a lot of most of the distance, but I will just take through some of the issues. So we were called Gold Coast because we have a lot of gold reserves. And as we are all aware, this precious metal is a store of value for most countries. In fact, it has become very sensitive to the extent that the recent insecurities in the country, in the sub-region, has been one way or the other been attributed to the large gold deposits that we have, because it came out that the Westerners were taking advantage of some of these reserves, and they took advantage of it because there was the lack of regulation for this industry. Because of that, my country has taken it up, and then we have tried to put up measures to regulate the trade of gold in Ghana, West Africa, Africa, and the world at large. For most of the time, we have had most of our gold come to Niger, Dubai, the UAE, for refinery before I am aware it enters India here. From where I sit in my office, I know some few people who have had to deal in gold from this perspective. I'm happy to say that the country is designing and putting up refineries to control some of these regulations, the trade in gold. And what it means is that in the near future, India doesn't have to go to Dubai. We'll just walk straight to Ghana, and then we'll strike a deal And that is so important for us because if we have a big brother like India, who has to also rely to another person before having access to us, it's a bit of a discomfort to us. So our relationship with India has put us on our toes to be able to put up some refineries to ensure that we have we deal in gold at levels that are accepted internationally. And as part of these measures, we have brought in our central bank, that is the Bank of Ghana, to assist in this process. So in recent times, we just don't go to any supplier or any seller of gold to buy gold and then you move out. All these activities were encouraging, corruption and other, smuggling and other issues. We didn't do well for the country because you have these precious minerals going out in such an invaluable methods. It didn't look nice. So we put our central bank, which is Bank of Ghana, to regulate the trade in gold. So what is now happening is that if anyone wants to buy gold, you have to. We have representatives from the central bank who you will contact, and then they will conduct some little background check, due diligence, positive vetting, and then the right processes will be channeled out for you to acquire gold. And it will be something that is very, refreshing. We also have cocoa, and until recently, Ghana overtook Ivory Coast with all humility. Because we have an Ivorian here. With all humility, Ghana overtook Ivory Coast as the highest producer of cocoa. This just didn't come like that. It came with so many efforts because we know if this is the lifeline of the country, we have to galvanize efforts to make sure that we make it very attractive and put the country on the global scale. But we've had certain challenges in this sector. We've had other people from other countries like China and other places who have come to take advantage of the cocoa industry and then has meted some form of unpleasant, deals in this industry. And this has put the country on its toes to regulate the activities of cocoa. Our cocoa board, which is the board that has been put up by the government to regulate the sale of cocoa and cocoa beans, is the body that has been given the sole responsibility to take charge of some of these issues. And we as ambassadors, we have always been in touch with most of these authorities and boards because we are supposed to market our country in a very responsible way to attract very responsible investors for our products. So before now, we used to have a lot of our cocoa beans exported to the West, Switzerland and some other places to produce cocoa. I am yet to hear one person or meet one person who doesn't like at least one product of cocoa. Be it chocolate, Nutella and a whole lot of it. So we thought that, for we to be the highest producer of cocoa, it is very appropriate for us to put it in a context that is very, conducive for us. And we have always knocked at the doors of India because we know, India establishing itself as a global superpower. We know the huge potentials India has to be able to make us realize some of these opportunities that we are talking about. In these opportunities, we talk about an array of issues, like setting up or partnering to set up manufacturing plants or producing chocolate internally, or even in terms of bilateral cooperations between various the two countries. We can also talk about looking for innovative ways to producing cocoa in much greater quantities. Because if it is a cash crop that is seeking to benefit both countries, of course, it is something that the whole world must have an interest. And this interest is something that we are guiding callously. So we keep encouraging investors to engage us you may be sitting in the comfort of your home, but you may not know how or where the leak of the roof of your house is leaking. Somebody with the expertise will help to fine tune and make your home a much better place. And for we as ambassadors, we have been entrusted with the responsibility to come and then engage and see how best we can push this together. Let me also talk a little about TIC, because Samir didn't go too much detail into it. We realized that over the years, TIC has been something. I was speaking to one businessman who said that TIC is the second gold for India. Yeah, and how did I meet this man? Because he had come to the office and then we were discussing ways to how to assist him to be able to have access to our TIC industry. I'm so pleased to say that from the north to south, Ghana is spot for choices in terms of TIC. And listening to most of the TIC dealers in India and other parts of the world, it has always come out that we have one of the best TIC in the world. Yeah, we pride ourselves with that. And as I said, we have been entrusted with the responsibility to come and make everybody here aware of what great potentials that we have with regards to TIC. We have TIC in various forms. Those who deal in TIC will tell you about this. We do it in several ways, running from the round locks, the cut size, and any other ways that you want it. Unfortunately, we have deficiencies in machinery, like the wood misers and other things, to process some of these things. So you realize that most of it goes out as raw materials. But in any case, if it is going, if India is a likely destination, why not? It's still going to the same big brother that we are talking about. The concern comes when it goes to other places that doesn't have direct impact or benefits on us. So we are still calling, as I indicated, that we are calling with open hands for investors to come and let us have a discussion on how we can be able to enhance and fine-tune this precious, let me call it a mineral, for the benefit of all. We have also had other issues like oil palm. Oil palm is another cash crop that the country has enormous, has in abundance. And even though it is predominantly found in the south, but you'll find some of it in the north as well. My fellow Ghanaians are here to testify to that. Yeah, and we pride ourselves in that. In recent times, the palm trees have, we have come out with approaches, investors who have begun to process oil palm in Ghana. Sometimes, beyond the processing, there are other small issues that comes to make the whole thing attractive, like packaging and then the rest. We know India is the home of all these innovations, and for us, it beams out with pride to be engaging India in some of this regard. Let me even mention that with regards to the teak and palm, we have a lot of people from southern Gujarat, that's Surat, who are in Ghana actively, engaging our farmers and producers in this field, and so it's somehow encouraging for us. I also like to touch a little on soya bean. Soya bean. We know India produces soya bean, but India is also one of the highest importers, as indicated by the data, in soya bean. Now, we have, in recent times, there has always been scarcity of soya bean in Ghana. Let me indicate that soya bean, for most of the time, is produced in the northern part of Ghana. That is where you find a lot of soya bean, farmers and activities going on. And Currently, at the moment is the harvest season, and I can assure you that by February, there will not be a single grain of soybean in Ghana. And sometimes, some of these issues, as much as is welcoming, but the manner by which it is done is what brings us to the negotiation table. We have had a lot of countries come to even sponsor, farmers to farm the soya bean, and so after harvest, immediately after harvest, they are taken outside the country. These issues have brought a little bit of a concern because what do you leave for the local people back? Yeah, and sometimes some of these countries, if they are countries that you are not too familiar with, making an impact is very difficult, or even calling to have a negotiation can be a bit difficult. But if you have a big brother like India, somebody that you can easily go and knock at the doorstep to have a conversation and channel your problems or concerns to seek very lasting and then very responsible ways to addressing it, it's something that is refreshing to us. We as ambassadors, again, are entrusted with this responsibility to come and meet with potential investors in this field, to have the dialogue and find out how best we can make this a success for everybody. Let me also talk a little bit about cashew. Yesterday night I was served with dry fruits, and then I singled out the cashews, and then I kept them in my bag because I want to send them back to my country. That's just on a lighter note, anyway. Yeah, we have also been noted for production of cashew, which you will find from the middle belt to some parts of the north. And this has been it's establishing itself as one of the major cash crops of the country. And it is also an employer of many of the rural folks. If you have seen in the data that was presented by Mr. Amit, it had indicated that agriculture takes about 40% of our labor force. And when you go further into the agriculture and then the various disciplines, cashew in the north seems to be gaining a lot of grounds. Yeah, so there again, we have been entrusted with the responsibility to come and then invite prospective investors to collaborate with us to see how best we can be able to maximize the potentials in these fields. We have always been hammering on maximizing the potential because the concern has always been the manner in which most of these things are done. Otherwise, if I give my cashew farm to somebody else, you just go and plug them and then you are on. But for the sake of data, as we raised, and sake of enhancing bilateral relations between countries, is what we are seeking to do. Because it's a long relationship, not just a one-time something. And this is how come we come inside. Make it very sustainable and a win-win so that in the end, everybody will have a feel of it. Yeah. We also have shea nuts. Shea nuts, we were discussing yesterday night, and then it's something that came up. It's something we also pride ourselves in. The background of how shea nuts came into Ghana still remains a mystery, even up to date. Because there are trees that are scattered everywhere in the north, and those of us who know the north very well will tell you that there has not been any particular formula or any way to anticipate or to have a full data on shea nut, because you find it every corner in the north. It's more like a blessing. It's a blessing from the Most High that we are taking the benefits of it. Now, growing up, we didn't find so much interest in it. But multilateral corporations that are mostly involved in cosmetic, cosmetology, and other, even in terms of extraction for oil, for food purposes, have identified this as a very important cash crop. Every now and then, we have seen people come around the harvest seasons to contract local people to engage them in the production of shea nuts, which has a whole lot of benefits. It can be used for medicine purposes. It's used for cosmetology. It's used for consumption, as in our local, food, and so many other uses. Yeah. So, as a way of regulating this, we have always asked that, as I indicated the first time, you may be sitting in your room, but if it is leaking in a certain point, you are not the architect. You may not know, you may not have the wherewithal, the know-how to be able to manage the problem. So we have been asked, we have been tasked with the responsibility to come and make the world aware of this. And I am privileged to find myself here to do this bidding on behalf of my government. That we invite potential investors to collaborate on some of these issues. We also have, Samit had mentioned, but we also have a lot of potentials in our textile industry. Those who are aware, we have said that we have our local textiles, in the form of the KT and others, which are hand woven and all that. But modernity has caught up with us. Hand weaving, yes, it's all good. Yesterday I saw some saris and all that were handmade, and in fact, I'm still, if I don't control myself, I'll be talking about the saris I saw yesterday. Because it was so, beautiful, and the image of it still lingers in my thoughts. But for the precious guests people that we have here, I'll control myself, and then we'll have a very good interaction. So we also have a very good textile industry. We have government companies or authorities that regulate some of these textile activities. We have also set up small scale industries where people are brought, or people are allowed to come and then learn, to take full advantage of the textile industries that we have, our local KT and even foreign ones, where we, as suggested in the data, we have seen a lot of imports of Indian textiles into our market. It's something that lies on the heart of our country, because they just don't come, but they give us a sense of what is going on outside the world, and it gives us an opportunity and a hope for what we are also doing. I have also met some other people here who have who produces or refines our local kente that we have in Ghana, and they have always knocked at the doorstep to seek to have collaborations with people back home. A while ago, I was still talking with our president, and then this issue came up again, and it's something that we have tabled down to have an extensive discussion in the future. So we are also hoping that any other person who has enormous interest in this will come up for us to have more engagements in this to see how best we can make it a reality. So, Tom Samit has said most of this. So let me now talk about after all these opportunities, how do we benefit? How do we take advantage of it? The government, as I indicated, has already come in to establish certain boards and authorities that regulates the activities of some of these commodities that we have. And for we as diplomats, after the initial contact with investors, we always communicate with the industry players to take up whatever comes out next in terms of collaborations and other ways to exploit some of these things. But beyond that, the government has also established what we call the Government Free Zone Board. The Free Zone Board gives subsidies and incentives to investors who export our products to various parts of the world, of course, and to India. I know a lot of Indians, including my good brother here, Mr. Komal, who appreciate in detail what I'm talking about. These incentives come in the form of tax exemptions and some other, tax holidays for companies who are engaged in export activities. Yeah. The incentives range from products to one product, because every product is valued in its own way, and we give some of assistance and incentives based on our assessment of our standards back in Ghana. Yeah. The government has also in recent times rolled out a program called One District, One Factory, where we encourage the establishment of districts or factories in the districts that we have in Ghana. Now, this project is something that lies on the, as a priority area for the government. Any other person that is able to, or investor that is able to establish a factory, that's a lot for our economy. Apart from contributing to GDP, there's also, a reduction of the unemployment, because a lot of people would have been employed and all that. So the government jealously guards and protects such, initiatives. So it's something that is one of the incentives to encourage people to set up factories. And India establishing itself as a world superpower, we know how industrialized India is. So we have been tasked to come and then inform investors here about this opportunity. Otherwise, what is the essence of an opportunity when nobody takes it up? It becomes a mere rhetoric. And for us, it behoves on us to be able to convince investors to take advantage of it. Yeah. Because of our quest to lure investments to Ghana, and then that, as I already indicated earlier, that has a direct impact on the sub-region and also the continent at large. The African Free Trade Continental Trade Area is something that is going on in Africa, and I am happy to say that Ghana happened to be the headquarters of the African Free Trade Continental Trade Area, and where we have the headquarters of this organization in Accra, in our capital, Accra. This is supposed to galvanize all trade efforts in Africa, and we just didn't ascend to this accidentally, but based on the how strategic Ghana is positioned and the numerous advantages that it has for the benefit of the entire continent is what earned us this. Now, after this was established, I think that it was established 2 years ago, and at that time I was serving in our mission in Kuwait when we received a message that a very huge responsibility has been added to our task. And when I looked at it, I nearly even abandoned all my other responsibilities and held on to that one alone, because it speaks a lot. To be representing Africa in that manner is something that is big for us. Since then, it has kept diplomats and other businessmen in Ghana very busy, because everybody has a responsibility to make the country look very attractive in the face of every investor. Now, it is even amazing that I was on a holiday somewhere, and then I chanced on some Ghanaians who came to advertise this. I was like, wow, so even whilst I'm sleeping, some of my compatriots have taken my responsibilities and they are everywhere, you know. So it's something that is serves as an incentive for investors who are seeking to go to Ghana to invest. Recent times, the government has further institutionalized agri subsidies, and this subsidies goes a long way to touch every facet of the agri chain. Let me put it that way. We have had zero subsidies on import of machinery, agri machinery, in recent times, because as the data suggested, we have about 40% of our population in agri. And how do you realize this if you don't team up with investors or attract investors to access to make this very, very attractive? Because we always say that it's not about what you do, but the value of what you do. It is not enough for us to say it is the biggest employer, but to what extent does it affect our GDP? To what extent does it reflect in the total output of the country? This is what we are looking at for, and this is where the target has always been. So the government has gone further to put in place agri subsidies for the machinery. We've had zero taxes on agri inputs that come into the country. We also have subsidies on fertilizer and its related chemicals, agrochemicals. As you are aware, we don't produce most of it. In fact, we produce very little. I mean, we depend mostly on the organic waste. So, to facilitate and to grow our agricultural sector, it is one of the incentives to ensure that partners come in. And usually when we put up these subsidies, we are not just talking to our big brothers, India, or our regular partners, because these issues have become public information. Immediately you announce this, any other person takes advantage of it and then comes in. Sometimes there's a risk of a dumping off and other issues that may go beyond us. So as much as this initiatives have been put in place, we still are being taxed to come and then make sure that we are able to convince investors to take advantage of it in a responsible manner. You know, we already have Indian companies in Ghana who are dealing in agri machinery, fertilizer, and some other issues. But it's not enough, because as everybody is aware, the food we eat, about 70% of it is dependent on the fertilizer. The fertilizer is something that you can't avoid once you are into agriculture. So it's still not enough, and everybody will bear and testify to the fact that it is always in short demand. If it is in short demand in India, and then quickly it is replenished, when it is in short demand in Ghana, where do we go to? Because we don't produce it. So these are issues that bite our conscience, and we are open for any form of investment or dialogue or any interaction in that regard, be it the supply of fertilizer, the production of it, which the government places so much emphasis on, and collaborations in this regard. You know, we also suffer most of some challenges in our agricultural industry, like the issue of irrigation. You'll bear with me that irrigation is cost intensive, and it's a developing country like Ghana, where agriculture is left into the hands of the few, as it were, few poor people in the outskirts or the villages. You can tell what this happens, because usually, if companies or groups don't take it up, the activities of agriculture up, then it becomes more of a subsistence, just farming to feed the family, and then that is all. But why do we do that when we know that we have a great and huge potential to the extent of producing to feed the country, the sub-region, the continent, and the world at large? Sometimes knowing your potential is sometimes on its own a disadvantage, because if you know the height at which you can grow, but you see yourself lying on the floor, I mean, well, you keep asking yourself questions. How come? You know, so whilst others are lying down, some of us are tasked to come out and then preach the gospel. Try our best to market our country in this regard. You know, try to inform investors to come and take up some of these activities in our country. Yeah. The world is now going green, and in this campaign, India is also in the forefront. We are in the era of EVs and other renewable energy activities. We may not be there yet, but the exploits of India is there for everybody to see. Even if you close your eyes, you will also see it. I don't know for what reasons, but it's very obvious. You know, the activities of engaging in electronic vehicles, which is very environmental friendly. The adoption of the solar activities, which is as a power alternatives for homes and factories and industries, is something that the government has now taken very, very seriously. I mean, part of the way the government has taken it owes to the activities of some of us here, because we have informed our government adequately about what is going on in India, and we kept informing the government on daily basis, and this has informed the reason why the government can no longer turn a blind ear, I mean like a deaf ear to it, but to push itself in that direction. So to encourage this, because the whole world is now going green, and my country cannot be left behind. The government has, in recent times, granted subsidies, or as I say, zero import duties to EV, activities around the world. I mean, like coming from the importations of EVs and all that. We are also encouraging ourselves in the use of solar and other renewable energy, activities. And this behoves on us. We have been tasked greatly. In recent times, you will find Guardian diplomats moving around any other EV plant that you see in India, as if we are just, and this is something that, so I find this platform a very big opportunity to come to talk about this, instead of visiting each plant and trying to find out what is there in stock. So we are here with open hands to embrace any other issue in that regard, to see how best we can collaborate to take advantage of this. I mean, I also say that part of the responsibility is also on India, because since we are family, when you are going and you go back and see your younger brother lying flat on the floor, you should be concerned. Yeah, so, and then in that same vein, it is also said that if you are sick and you don't sell your sickness, you will not get the required treatment. So maybe our elder brother didn't know how sick we are. So we have been tasked to come and tell us how sick we are and how we can be able to take advantage of the numerous advantages and benefits that our bigger brother has for us. So it's something we have also braced ourselves for, and then we are looking forward for investors in this regard. So Amit had challenged me a lot by his presentation, but okay. Yeah, so I mean, I also want to say that, based on my initial assertion, and try to prove a point that Ghana is one of the safest places to invest. I already mentioned the security situation, but I need to add a little remarks on that. There's no country that is without challenges, let me admit. But I think that we need to be proud of ourselves as a nation for how far we have come in terms of our security. Most of it may shock you to know that India has a very big role in ensuring our security is put well. I myself sitting here, I just know that India plays a big role. But security matters are sometimes a bit, what word did you use? They clandestine. So I only know that India tries it well, but as to how, it's left to the technocrats. But I walk around with the pride that knowing that a big brother is looking over me whilst I do my activities. Ghanaian, the security in Ghana, okay, so as I've just indicated, we have had threats just like in India here in terms of terrorism and other non-traditional security activities. But for some reasons, we have been able to nip that in the bud because it's very important for us, the sub-region, the continent, and the world at large, based on where we place ourselves on the global stage. So it is in other words to say that investors have no concerns to worry about in terms of our security and how safe it is to do business in Ghana. One of the landmarks that I can point to buttress this point is the huge Indian community that we have in Ghana. I can say that if it were not secure, I'm not sure I can be talking about this. Instead of talking about the community, I can talk about the individuals, Indian individuals who are in Ghana, because that would mean that I could count them. But we have them in abundance to the extent that I can confirm to you that we have Indians who are Ghanaians, the whole Ghanaian nationality. And in fact, a few days ago, I was interacting with one of them because he had messaged me to do something for his family back here. And it's something that, I mean, like when you get to know this, you are filled with a lot of hope. You know, so it makes some of us, our work, a bit easier. Because as an ambassador of the country, you have other ambassadors doing your work. So sometimes, with a phone call, I just lie in my room and call the Indian Ghanaians who I know to talk about A, B, C, D to 1, 2, 3 people. And they do that and give me feedback. But I take the credit because I tell the government that I did it. As to how he gets to know, that's his business. You know. So the huge Indian community is testament to the fact that our security is intact. The community haven't had any challenges in terms of their movements and interaction, and also worship. At least the few Indians have interacted in Ghana. I've also even visited some of the temples in Osu, our capital, and other places in Ghana. Because why not? We are all worshiping the same God, and it's one of the ways to confirm the security or how comfortable they are in Ghana. Because my country, if you saw the statistics, we have quite reasonable number of every religion in my country, and this also says about the security that we enjoy. Everybody is living in harmony. So we, and if I say we, I count myself as one of the Indian Ghanaians. We also have carried our temples here to go and then set up there to worship, and we are not being questioned. And we come back here to tell people that, well, there's even freedom of worship in Ghana. And what it means is that if any investor finds himself in Ghana, you may not have so many excuses to return back to India. You have a place of worship. When we talk about the food, it's something that I don't even want to go there because we have chapati and Italy and all that in Ghana. I eat all that in Ghana. My favorite is biryani anyway, but I've tasted the other ones. Yeah, yeah, and it doesn't give us too many excuses, and it's so refreshing to know. I don't know if you want to talk about some of the foods that you have tasted in Ghana. I mean, like you will find out from them later. I have a responsibility to talk now, so yeah, I think let me also touch a little bit about economic issues. I was just talking about some of the ways that to make things safer for investors in Ghana. I cannot talk about this without referring to the economic situations in Ghana. I am pushed to talk about it because Mr. Amit had presented something on the slides when he talked about the ratio of the dollar to our city. Yeah, those who know Ghana very well would have said that in the past few years there has been a fluctuating of our city. But I'm not shy to say it because I think it is the world all over. The aftermath of the shocks of COVID and then some other instabilities in the global stage, the wars that are going on, all forms part of the reasons why the instabilities happen. That is to say that on a field without these challenges, like the aftermath of COVID, the wars, and other things, our economy, I can assure everyone, is also going to be one of the soundest. Yes. Fortunately, we have been following the news, and with India establishing itself as a major superpower, and we pushing. I always say we because I'm an Indian Ghanaian, so don't be yeah. We pushing for our Indian rupees to be one of the standards of trade between countries. If we realize this, it will serve as an alternative to other issues, other concerns that we have in terms of the currency issues and then the economic challenges. However, I've always said that if you look at the currency alone, you may not get the exact feeling, because my government is thinking, and we've been having dialogues, and it is for some of these reasons that we have been introducing some of these subsidies, as I mentioned before, as alternatives to some of these economic challenges. Because whatever be the case, business must thrive. Businesses still has to grow. So we don't want to have excuses to lose our trading partners. We have always said that in business, I seem to be talking like a businessman now. Okay, the little thing I learned in business is that you do not lose your customers. As to how that was formed, I now understand it well. Because I've seen every now and then my government is trying measures to keep investors to have confidence in our economy and to continue with their investments, which enhances our relationship, by the way. That's why I mentioned previously about the numerous subsidies and the schemes that the government has put in place to ensure that investments still thrive in our country. So the cedi may lose its value, as it is said in the West, but if you look at it in real terms, it is still right for business because of other measures that we have put in place. Yeah. Okay. So yeah. So let me just say that I am the head of the consular section of the Ghana High Commission, to all humility, and I deal with issues terms of immigration and then all other activities that comes around it. Now, what happens is that we have also been advising our government, because every sector tries to give its contribution to how we can be able to promote our investment, lure investors, and try to enhance growth in our country. Yeah. So this is one area that we have that has also taken center stage over the years. Yeah, we have in this regard always relaxed visa restrictions or visa immigration laws for potential travelers or investors to Ghana. We, apart from this, sometimes when we expect a certain delegation, for example, in which I am aware that everybody here is going to go to Ghana. So, in circumstances like this, we have ways that we communicate back home to waiver visa or any other restrictions for any other person seeking to go and take advantage of some of our investment opportunities. Beyond that, we also have visa on arrival activities, where any potential investor who for some reasons may not walk up to the embassies to be able to secure visas is still allowed. Still allowed to travel to Ghana and then take the necessary protocols to regularize his visa or his stay in Ghana. So this is just to remind everyone that we don't have too many restrictions about our visa and our travel regulations in Ghana. And but we always advise that you come to the embassy, whichever way possible. That is, if there is time, because it has numerous advantages. If you are contracting somebody here or you are engaging somebody in Ghana and you don't know the person or whoever you are engaging, it's okay to come to the embassy to assist you in doing a little background or also advising you on certain expectations before you go. I think that what I am saying this morning, is it afternoon now? Yeah. Seem to be seem to be giving that advice to everybody here, but I still encourage that everybody passes through the embassy for more talks on some of these issues. Yeah. I think that we've done a lot this morning, or this afternoon, let me say again. And I'm so happy to be here this morning, so I still keep referring as morning. So I would like to take my seat now, and then if there are any questions, suggestions, we can address it. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mr. Muniro Kadri. It was really, you take us to Ghana now almost. I just listening him during his speech of nearly 30-45 minutes, he uttered more than 12 times that India is a big brother. Yeah. Right. Second thing, he might told more than 2 times that he is an Indian Ghanaian. Right. So the kind of the things which they carried through heart, I think we appreciate that. And more or less, even Ghanaian embassy has already told us to deploy the delegation to Ghana, and that is during our president's visit to Ghanaian embassy last week itself. And they invited us. We are rigorously working on that, and very potent. We are very soon come out with the program that how we can take our efficient delegation to Ghana as well. So looking forward in this, hopefully. In his speech rather, because that is again his job, the way we people are doing, more or less 60% he said that what he can sell and 40% what he can take it, right? and that's the reason, because they also have to sell their products. So we accept it, not an issue for that. And that's the reason intentionally we kept Amit Mulani prior to his speech, so that because we are good Jews, right? So friends, jokes apart, it was really very nice and very interactive session. And almost the sectors which the opportunity in terms of the Ghania wherein we can focus, he has allocated very promptly. So thank you in that perspective. We'll take the session to the final stage, that too for a B2B interactions and question answers. So let us start some question answer session. So anybody is having a question, please raise your hand, and at the same time please introduce yourself in a single line, so that it would be easy for him to answer. And one more mic to Mr. Muniro. Sir, now the question answer.
Good afternoon, sir. So you literally took us to the entire landscape of Ghana, right from worshipping to economic crisis and various other aspects. You very candidly accepted the economic crisis that Ghana is going through, with about 10 to 12% of inflation and about just 1 to 2% of economic growth. In this backdrop, I want to discuss the investment opportunities for Surat businessmen, particularly Surat textile businessmen. Surat is known for textiles, and Surat is, sir, more known for MSME textiles. And textile is second best profession to provide employment. And we can certainly join hands. You have told n number of times, Big Brother, about which I'll talk later on. But I presume that Ghana has a very primitive or initial stage of textile business. What I want to understand is that you said that your government, some department regulates textile investment policy, as I understand. So we would like to understand, if our investors are interested in setting up MSME, small factories there, which would provide employment to about 100 people, 200 people, 400 people. What is the investment policy whereby our investors can go there, set up the factories and provide employment to Ghana people? First question is, what is the land policy and who regulates this whole textile business?
Hello. Okay, thank you very much for the question. But I think that a portion of my presentation had addressed your concern halfway, but for the sake of this process, I will just go over it again. So as I indicated, the government has deliberately rolled out a policy that we call the one district, one factory. This is to encourage the setting up of factories, whichever discipline, to be able to harness the potentials of the country, and also to make an impact, as you have indicated. Yeah. Then beyond the setting up of the factory, there are certain, as it were, incentives that are given to these investors to promote their activities and encourage them, because we are always talking about business survivability, the sustainability. This is the way to go. So it is not intended to have a one-time something. Yeah. And after talking about the land policies and who regulates it, for example, you have mentioned the textiles. Okay, so we have the association of the AGI, Association of Ghanaian Industries, as one of these bodies that handles some of these issues. So, whatever textile company you want to set up, apart from the numerous incentives that you will be enjoying, there is not too many restrictions from the regulator, because the idea of setting up an industry or a factory already is something that is positive for the government, and it falls within the government's policy direction. So you may be surprised to learn that rather than restrictions, there is only going to be facilitation of such a process to make sure that it gains grounds. Yeah. So that is my response to the question.
Next question.
Sir, what about the taxation system in Ghana? Taxation policy and systems in India, just like GST, income tax,
Okay.
like that. Which type of taxes is there?
Okay, yeah, we have something like a GST, but that one we call it VAT, value added tax. So this is to to regulate production, and then also to serve as a revenue mobilization, ways of factories that come up to set up in Ghana. Now, let me take the example of my brother here. So if you are seeking to establish a factory in Ghana, if the VAT is about 12% now, which I know, so some of the incentives you are going to enjoy is either a reduction based on the type of factory you are setting up, or even a total eradication, because the intention is to encourage investors to stay. There is no need, if we put a high VAT, to discourage you from coming. So once you are registered with us, with the country, and it's something that falls within a policy direction, then you will enjoy some of these waivers, as I indicated. Yes. Sometimes, even in the process of setting up your factory, you may even get waivers, not just when you set up the factories, but even in the process. Because bringing up equipment to set up some of these things, we even get waivers for duty and other issues. The bottom line is to encourage setting up of factories. So any other thing that the country will do to promote and enhance this is what we do. Thank you very much.
Yes. Please.
Hello, my name is Amit Badiani. I am having a factory for textile yarn carrier manufacturer. We are exporting plastic yarn carrier, which is used for yarn. And my simple question is there is in India, if we import the polymer, we have some charge, duty, import duty. Is there your government any charge for, if you some export plastic product, then there is any charge of any duty for your users?
Of course, we revise the import duties and taxes all the time, and as I indicated, it is commodity based. It varies from one commodity into another. Sometimes it also varies with time, when how essential the commodity is. It determines what taxes that are allocated to such commodity. And what we have also done is that all these things have been put in categories, and then we have informations about it everywhere. So if you want to export anything, maybe even if I want to export this microphone, I can take the pain to inquire about how much tax it will attract in Ghana, and all this information is there. It gives you an edge, and it informs you to know what to expect before you even take the initiative. If you know it and it is not too favorable, there are still ways. As I indicated, the country is open to doing business with everyone. If you check and it still doesn't fall within your ranges, there's still an opportunity to engage the authorities that are to negotiate some waivers for your product. So this is what I can. Thank you. Thank you.
Good afternoon. Regarding I'm doing textile business and we export in the Ghana too. And regarding my Ghanaian peoples not import in Ghana, they always import in Lome because of the 100% duty in textiles in the Ghana import. So you maybe have reduced the duty for Ghana, so we can sell our goods in Ghana properly, the right way.
Thank you. I'll tell my government to reduce the tax for you alone.
No, alone for textiles, for textile industry for Indians.
Yeah, okay. I mean, that's just by the way. We are aware about the activities of some of these exports from Togo and other places. As I indicated earlier, we serve as a gateway to some of these places, the landlocked countries. And because we have taxes on it, it shouldn't deter investors from dealing with us. It is also supposed to be, I'm not the one to educate you about taxes, you know what it means. It's also another way to, set the stage, a very good stage for future developments. And I can tell you, if you look at it very well, most of the ones that you are talking about from Togo are smuggled. I'm sure you are aware of that. So, what are we looking at? One way we are looking at sanitizing your economy, and also we are also looking at sealing holes and loopholes and all that. So a smuggle now becomes very attractive, and maybe I can also encourage my country to open some outlets for smuggling and all that. That's just by the way. So I mean, this is just to way of the response. It doesn't mean that Togo doesn't have taxes on it, but because of the smuggling activities, it's what makes these things very. It looks like we have imposed a lot of taxes, and you know Togo very well and Ghana, and you can tell me about the porous borders that we have over there. So the commodity is bought in Togo, and you just walk across to Ghana without any checks or balances, and you can come to Ghana and form as if it was bought in Ghana to be resold. These are some of the issues, not just for Togo or Ghana, but the entire sub-region. So your concern is a matter of interest to the entire sub-region, which I'm sure with time we will get there. Unfortunately, we are not as developed like India, where you can have everything in that sort under control. I can assure you that with time we are getting there. Thank you very much.
Yes, any?
Good afternoon. Myself, Anjani Agarwal, Technical Textile Advisor. Just I want to know that if I am investing there, I started my manufacturing there, and can I buy a land or home there with the Indian identity? Or can I get a green card like visa?
Yeah, I think Komal Bhai would be the right person to answer that.
एज ए इंडियन आप वहाँ पे लैंड बाई कर सकते हो, आपको कंपनी रजिस्टर्ड करनी पड़ेगी, और कंपनी के बिहाफ पे बिजनेस के लिए अगर आपको लैंड चाहिए तो आप बाई कर सकते हो, घर भी बाई कर सकते हो। आप एग्रीकल्चर लैंड कभी बाई नहीं कर सकते। एग्रीकल्चर में वहाँ पे सिस्टम है डिवीज़न 3, मीन्स जिस चीफ माने वहाँ पे आज भी किंग है, जिस किंग के पास लैंड है 500 एकड़, 1000 एकड़, 1500 एकड़, उससे आपको डिवीज़न 3 पे लेनी पड़ेगी। डिवीज़न 3 मीन्स आप जो भी वहाँ पे वर्क करेंगे, जो प्रॉफिट होगा नेट, उसका 2% हिस्सा आपको आएगा और एक हिस्सा परमानेंटली उस किंग को जाएगा। तो लैंड घर काफ़ी सारे इंडियन है जिसका 4th जनरेशन वहाँ पे काम कर रहा है। आई एम मेंशनिंग दैट मैल्कम गाना। मैल्कम इज़ द बिगेस्ट ग्रुप ऑफ गाना जिसके पास 70+ आउटलेट्स है। वो बहुत बड़ा ग्रुप है एंड 4th जनरेशन लोगों के काम कर रहे हैं एंड दे आर वेरी मच वेल एस्टेब्लिश्ड। तो वो पॉसिबल है। यस, थैंक यू।
Thank you. I think
Company's ownership, GIPC, there is 3 way, 100%, 50-50. हाँ, कंपनी का फॉर्मेशन के 3 वे है। आपको GIPC पे जाना है। मैं जो भी बोल रहा हूँ आप उसको क्रॉस वेरीफाई भी कर सकते हैं। GIPC, गाना इन्वेस्टमेंट प्रमोशन काउंसिल। आप उस वेबसाइट पे जाएंगे तो तीनों फॉर्म वहाँ पे दिखाए गए हैं। 100% फॉरेन एंटिटी भी हो सकती है, या तो आप किसी घानियन के साथ पार्टनरशिप करके भी कर सकते हैं। एंड थर्ड वन, आप 100% कोई घानियन की कंपनी हो और आप उसमें CEO बनकर भी काम कर सकते हैं। वी इंडियन आर वेरी स्मार्ट। जिन लोगों ने पैसा बचाने के लिए खुद की 100% फॉरेनर रजिस्ट्री नहीं की है, इंक्लूडिंग मैंने भी नहीं की है, किसी घानियन के नाम पे कंपनी रजिस्टर्ड करके सब लोग ओनर बने हुए हैं और बैंक में सिग्नेचर भी उनका ही चल रहा है। तो पॉसिबल है, एवरीथिंग इज yes, पार्टनरशिप में ले सकते हैं।
Aja, in agriculture, the way I think you have explained that 66% of the profit that you can retain and 33%. આપણે જે અહીંયા ગણોતના ધારો ગણોતથી જે લે છે ઇટ્સ ઓલમોસ્ટ ધ સેમ ફોર્મ.
અને ત્યાં બેનિફિટ કેવું છે ખબર? ત્યાં બેનિફિટ એ કે છે એગ્રીકલ્ચરમાં કે અહીંયા 500 વીઘા જમીન હોય ને એટલે એક સ્વપ્નો થઈ જાય। અને ત્યાં જાઓ, વી આર ટોકિંગ અબાઉટ ધેટ લેન્ડ. If I want 500 acres land, then it is available, easily available in north. If I go there and sit in Tamale that I want to invest for a 500 acre land, then lots of people are coming to me. Yes, that's it.
Okay, please. Back side. Where's the mic?
Thank you, Ambassador, for the wonderful introduction. Myself, Dr. Biren Chauhan. I'm the Group CEO for a multi-speciality corporate hospital based out of Surat. I want your two comments. One is the future healthcare landscape in Ghana, and second, what if acute care provider wants to establish and run the hospital based out of Ghana? What I understand is that Ghana has 0.7 beds per thousand population, wherein in India we have 1.6 beds per thousand. Top 10 mortality diseases includes malaria in Ghana, where India has already experienced that sort of spikes in the 70s and 80s. Surat has 26 cath labs, whereas Ghana in whole country has less than 10 cath labs. So there is a future good scale that I see as a healthcare provider from India. So what are your takes on that?
I think your statistics is right. It's unfortunate we have malaria, but it's okay. The health sector, there's the regulator is the Ghana Health Service. Every activity about health is under Ghana Health Service, and the service supervises any other activity in terms of collaborations, as you have indicated. And even though we have the private sector, which also runs some of these issues, in recent times we have had a lot of calls from back in Ghana about collaborations that some hospitals, private individuals, health practitioners have had with some private health facilities in India here. Yeah, the government doesn't frown on some of these issues. The main interest of the government is to have very sound dealings between these two parties, even if it's not on the government level, because whatever happens, it still projects the name of the country. The country is still affected one way or the other. So there are not too many limitations, as you have asked in terms of dealing with other hospitals in Ghana. In fact, we, due to this health tourism, we have always had the major, some health facilities like Apollo, Manipal, and others who have always come. And then we have arranged meetings with health workers and facilities in Ghana where they go to sell their services. Some of them have had collaborations, and these collaborations have led to so many, a list of issues, even the transfer of patients from Ghana to here, medical supplies, in terms of the medications and then this medical equipment, and even exchange of expertise, which we know it is going on. That is sending of Indian doctors to Ghana, or even bringing people here to learn some of the basic things. And all this facilitates the bilateral relations that we are talking about. And so it's not an exception. Yeah. Thank you.
Well, I think, just a minute, in the same perspective, Doctor, when you are saying, I mean, this is the new things which I also understand that up till now there was, in terms of the medical tourism, we used to understand that the patient comes to doctor. Rather here, doctor will move to that place, and if they can at least, see, if you strategically look at, right now in Indian perspective, the medical tourism, those who are, mainly those who are coming from the European countries or an American country, irrespective whether Latin America or in North America. But the people, I mean, so strategically, if we look at, and Africa is in between India and this country. So if they can at least provide this kind of facility wherein our doctor can go there, operate and get back to us. At the same time, as he already mentioned, that country Ghana is a entry gate for the all the west region countries of Africa, right? So collectively you can connect with 4 or 5 countries nearby to that, call them to Ghana as a point, and you can definitely take these things very easily.
Correct, rightly said. So there is a catch that if in India, when I studied, there were only 50,000 medical seats every year. Right now we have more than 2 lakh doctors coming out from India. So there is a huge supply of the qualified professionals. In Ghana, if I want to practice, so licensing takes a lot of time, right? So can country do something to make this a digitized platform where doctor can immediately get the access to provide services from Ghana, as he rightly said, right? Apart from building a hospital, because then there will be a time where no Ghanaian will like to go for advanced surgeries outside Ghana, right? So country should invite somebody to establish a hospital, which will again provide an employment, right? And then licensed practitioners from India can directly go there and practice there. Government can become the facilitator, as you rightly said. For a lot of people who are into textile and the other business in Surat, there is a lot of opportunity for hospitals, because a lot of products are being used in the hospitals have a base in textile, yarn and the other things. So they can also explore something which can help the hospitals not only in India but across the globe. Right? Thank you.
Yeah, thank you very much. That's the same thing I think we are all on the same page. And as I indicated, it's something, to be real with you, it's something that is even ongoing. Yeah, you express concern about the licensing that may take forever. But I can also tell you that your suggestion is something that is ongoing. In another way, as I told you, we've had some of these doctors and facilities who have approached us to link them up with other health facilities in Ghana, and some of them are already dealing with each other without the knowing of the High Commission. And we have some of these things. It's something that is ongoing. Yeah, you just need to contact the right people to get it placed. Yeah, and we are here. If there's any way we can be of assistance, why not? Thank you.
Yeah. Even I think there are a few students who are moving to, let's say, Philippines or Russia or some other country, wherein after completion of their MBBS, when they back to India, they might not clear that exam called, I think, MCI or something like that. So I mean, if you can engage that kind of people, take him to this country for at least even OPD section, right? They people also get some kind of reason. You're also going to get a very cheap cost doctors as well, and they will get a service as well. I mean, just idea. I am not sure about how you can make it, but yeah, that can definitely be worked out. Yeah, please. Any other question? Yes, sir. Please.
Myself Jayesh Dove, and I'm representing Shakti Technologies Limited company. We are into telecommunications, and we are providing smart city solutions. We provide the optical network for entire city, then surveillance, data centers, and all these things. What is the opportunity over there in Ghana?
The opportunities are abound. As I indicated earlier, we have set up authorities to take charge of any other interest area. Like I can remember even the last month. Yeah, the last month there was a team from our National Communication Authority, where it also where the National Digital Center is one of its subordinating of agencies. A team was deployed to India here to prospect for some of these issues that you are talking about. They always come with a purpose, and if they come, they sell the purpose, and then we link them to people in this area to engage them. As you are aware, everybody is moving towards digitalization, and that means that we all have to up ourselves in terms of our technological weights. So it's not something that is beyond our execution, because these are issues that are already going on, but on a mild way. So as I indicated, you just need to contact the right people to get your things done. Of course, everybody knows where India stands in the world of technology, and for us, it's one of our main mandates here to be able to assess or to inform India about our technological lack, to be able to make a meaning. So what you are saying is marvelous, and this is what we are talking about. Because if you don't contact the right people, you may not know how to navigate yourself. So we are here, and if there's any way we can be of assistance.
So you can help us, or how we can?
Yeah, we can talk after here. I think that it's not anything difficult. Yeah.
Because we are internet service provider also in
Okay.
India, and we are working with the government-owned telecom company, that's a BSNL.
Okay.
So we provide some 7 to 10 cities the infrastructure to BSNL. Okay. So we have expertise and everything. So we can help out a lot.
Sure, we can talk about it. Yeah, sure.
Thank you.
All right, thank you.
Yeah, in the earlier presentation of Amit Mulani, I also seen that the tele densities, of course, it's all they reach it out, but internet density is bit less. It's I think 70-75%. So opportunity is there. The social media engagement is also nearby 55-56%. So opportunity in terms of the ICT and IT is definitely good. That is what I look at, and we have to consciously work on that, and we have to consciously consider Ghana, because for them, again, you know, the other countries, I mean, they are easily reachable to Americans as well. So we have to take first, you know, quote, rather than some other can come and get the job done. Yes, any question? Please.
Good afternoon, sir. It is an honor to have you here with us. My question to you is that recently that we have seen that the India and Russia, we both have mutual understanding about the escrow accounts, and we both have mutually traded with the same currency, and there was no need for the conversion. So is there any possibility in the future that the younger brother will be helpful to the big brother, where the trade deficit is statistically very high, and we are about like 55% deficit in the trade with your country. So if we can implement on this, I guess in this task, then in the future both of us can prosper together, and our trade will also like bloom in the market. So is there any possibility, or is there any kind of terminology which is in the pipeline by your government or your Ministry of Affairs? Please shed us some light, sir.
Thank you very much. And I'm happy you are saying, is there any possibility? And I think before I even say anything, I think both of us agree on something, and that is the quest for development. And what that means is that it takes time, because if myself and you have our way, we will wake up tomorrow and Ghana and India are already developed. We don't have any problems anymore. But so several factors come into this, and we cannot overlook such factors. Yeah, at least if we don't know anything at all, you have mentioned Russia and India. I can also mention UAE, because in July when our Prime Minister was in UAE, that conversation was had, and it went all to when they lifted the ban for the importation of rice to UAE. The medium of trade was in both countries. That influenced Sri Lanka to also come forward to talk about some of this issue, the currency issue. And the whole world is watching. How did I get to know? Because I'm very conscious about it, and I'm waiting for my opportunity when I can also bring my Ghana cedi here and buy something here. But until then, we can still be watching and see how this will pan out. So, to say it's a possibility, nothing has never lived forever. Whatever be the case, there will be a change one day. I only hope that me and you, our generation now, we get to see that possibility you are talking about. Otherwise, we can still be hopeful. Thank you.
I will take it to them. Friends, what he is saying, and I just also would like to just remind you that in our chamber we are running a program Mission 84, right? And in that Mission 84, when you enter in this room, probably there is a standee besides. So you can just click that QR code, get yourself enrolled with Mission 84. It doesn't require whether you are a member of chamber or not. For it is for all the fraternity, all the entrepreneurs who can connect through this Mission 84 to the rest of the world. Because in this, once you enroll yourself through this QR code, you will come, you will be a part of the announcement group. You will also get a login ID, passwords, wherein all kind of inquiries, international inquiry, trade inquiry, within India, that is indigenous inquiry, that everything, it will be displayed in this website. At the same time, you will also going to get all kind of informations. I mean, all the stakeholders, all the Consulate General's office addresses, all the Chamber of Commerce addresses, everything. It is it has been enrolled in this Mission 84 website itself. So please don't forget to keep yourself registered with Mission 84. Do it today itself, because the moment when you move out from this room, you might forget few of the things. But it is always remain on that page, which which will be helpful to you in a later case. So don't forget to keep yourself on that Mission 84. Sir, your question.
Hello. Good afternoon, Mr. Kadri. Glad to see you here. I just like to thank you for this initiative for you guys also, because we are into general trade, and I am wandering in Africa, West and East since last several years. So I was just behalf of you would like to convey this message to this group that in African continent there are 54 countries. You keep 53 countries aside and keep Ghana aside. The Ghanaian people are really so friendly, the culture is so vibrant, and they are so peace-loving people. Even they haven't fought a single war so far with their neighbor. You can check their history. So Ghana is the wonderful land to start up your whatever the business you want to start up over there.
And I'm really thankful to you. And one more question I would like to have you, I would like to ask you about the policy about the gold export right now in Ghana, because you are into general trade, and we have a lot of friends who inquire about gold mining as well as gold trading, exporting officially from Ghana to their destination. So what are the right now current policy? I have heard that right now it is banned. You cannot export, either you export buy from locally, export to Togo, and that's the second route. But I want to know about the official stand of your government. If someone want to set up some little bit of gold ornament and gold export things from Ghana, what kind of help you guys are going to provide officially? Thank you.
Quite expected questions, but very last.
I'm sorry. Actually, Mr. Komal is a wonderful guy. We are together. So he sent me the message yesterday night, and I was having meeting with someone, so I came late just now. Thank you.
I didn't want to answer his question. You know why? I already indicated that Ghana has a lot of ambassadors. And then I just discovered that he's one of the ambassadors because he has been able to tell everybody that my country is peaceful. So if he knows that, then he should also know how the gold trade is done.
You have to give us an official route.
No, I actually think that he knows it, but for the benefit of the rest, because he's an ambassador, he cannot say he doesn't know. I will.
We have been in Ghana last year for 3 months with Mr. Komal.
You just heard that, right? Yeah. A while ago, I spoke a little about the regulation of gold and then the trade of gold in Ghana. And I said that it has evolved in many ways. There were times that any other individual can just pick up gold and sell to somebody. So, if you have been following the trade in gold, you realize that before, when there used to be a lot of these individuals taking up the sale, the value of gold in the international market was a bit low. And it didn't even look valuable like this, because any other person, even myself, can have gold under my pillow that I can dash to you. But over the time, the precious mineral has become more valuable. And if it becomes the mainstay of my country, why don't we take the necessary measures to regulate its activities? So it has gone through many phases, and I don't want to go through all that because for reasons of time. But for now, what I can tell you is that we have now brought in the Central Bank of Ghana, that is Bank of Ghana, to serve as a medium between the buyers and sellers. Because, why? We did that because of issue of credibility, and to also prevent fraud, and also to stop smuggling. By the way, thank you for reminding me that they passed through Togo now. I will tell my ambassador about it. I didn't know that, but it's good you are telling me. So
Last year we were there 3 months.
oh, so last year they passed through Togo. Can you give me the route?
We have observed already.
Yes,
There
okay.
has to be some, proper channel, official channel, so that people can do their business very, fearlessly.
Yeah, exactly. There's actually a proper channel now. All prospective buyers are directed to contact a special unit in the Central Bank of Ghana, which has been designed to take charge of some of these issues.
Because
It does-
Dubai guys were become so rich just because of this kind of
Exactly.
special open trade.
Yeah.
And you are sitting on gold.
Precisely.
Second largest exporter in the world.
No, I'm sitting on rubber now. Yeah, exactly. I mean, I share your concern. It's something that remains on a priority for my country, and it's quite unfortunate if we have a lot of gold, but others get rich in our stead. But I can assure you that the recent measures that we have taken in place, it may not seal everything 100%, but we are getting somewhere with it. Now, it starts from registering the gold producing companies. And all these gold producing companies have to go through vetting by the Bank of Ghana, which is the central bank, to ensure that it meets the required standards. By doing that, we have also launched a campaign to clamp down on illegal mining activities, because the certification, part of it has now to be issued by the Bank of Ghana. And if the Bank of Ghana issues you that the certification, it establishes you as an appropriate seller of gold. Now let's come to the buyers. The buyers aspect are not also left behind. After establishing you as an appropriate seller, it doesn't end there. It doesn't mean that you can go and sell to anyone. What if you still engage in scrupulous activities? How do we know? So the Bank of Ghana still comes in, so that buyers will also have to tender their request through the Bank of Ghana to engage with, to serve as a broker between the sellers and then the buyers. That way, it is done at reasonable rates without any issues. If you are into the gold industry, you will tell everyone the scams, the fraud that goes on. People have even lost their lives because a whole fortune has been sent to buy gold and there is no return. They are there and then a ship arrives portraying as their gold. They open and it's full of key soap bars. A lot of people have lost their lives in this. And maybe we would have sat down and consent, because if there are individuals who are taking up this matter, we could have sat down and consent. But the thing is that the report that is going out there is that this is gold scam coming from Ghana. The name Ghana still comes in. So it is not by chance or by our own volition that we have to relax ourselves. We have to take it up, whichever way possible. Because the whole world have come to accept gold as one of the store of value. I mean, they're very precious minerals in this world. And if you have too much of it, why do you relax yourself? You know, I'm also happy you said I'm sitting on gold. I can't find one here, but I'm sure later if I get one, I'll share with you anyway. So yeah. So thank you very much.
દુબઈ જેવું છે કે નહીં, પહેરીને જેટલું લાવાય એટલું લવાય એમ. Anyway, jokes apart, I think now we are running short of time. Now I request Sri Komalbhai Shah to please extend his vote of thanks. Komalbhai.
Hello. Ladies and gentlemen, first of all, I am very much thankful and extend my heartfelt gratitude to Mr. Munir Qadri, the Council of Ghana Embassy in Delhi, for gracing us his presence. Yesterday, we thought that we miss you, but thankful that you confirmed that I am coming. Don't worry. So thank you very much. I am very much thankful to the President of Chamber of Commerce, Sri Rameshbhai Wagasia, who started the Mission 84 in the 84th year of the Chamber of Commerce, because this is a visionary president and this is a big project, and it gives us a result in coming 3 or 4 years. That is a definite. I am very much thankful to the Honorary Secretary Nikhil Bhai Madrasi. I am very much thankful to the CEO of this Mission 84, Mr. Paresh Bhatt, who gives us a confidence, although you have a 3 embassy, but you continue this program, and we hope that we do the successful program. And I am very much thankful to all of you also that attend this for 3 days. Yes, Mr. Munir Qadri is continuously telling Mr. Amit is covered, but Amit ji, your presentation is excellent and your data analysis is excellent. Although I am in Ghana since last 5 years, but few things I know from your presentation today. Yes, thank you very much. I am very much thankful to Mr. Manish Panwala, our members, and the Paswa Saab for piloting for the Ghana Embassy for this 2 days program. I am also thankful to the Aditi and Sumit for taking pain and continuously calling the all embassies since last 7 days that sir, we are arranging this program and come because we want to introduce you with our entrepreneurs. So just big a clap for the Aditi and Sumit and entire SGCCI team. I am not taking the all names here, but ये टीम ने जो काम किया है ना, उसी की वजह से आज हम यहाँ पे इन लोगों से मिल पा रहे हैं. तो थैंक यू वेरी मच ऑल SGCCI टीम मेंबर्स. एंड लास्ट में हमारे सेक्रेटरी साहब ने शुरुआत शायरी से की थी, तो वो जब गए तब भी मैंने उनको बोला था मैं अपनी एंड भी शायरी से करूँगा, तो उन्होंने बोला गुड. लास्ट में ये आप लोगों के लिए थैंक यू वेरी मच कि आप लोग यहाँ पे वक्त निकाल के आए. कई लोगों को मैंने देखा कि आज 3rd सेशन में भी कंटिन्यूस प्रेजेंस है. वी आर वेरी मच थैंकफुल टू यू एंड आई नीड सम स्मॉल टेस्टिमोनियल वीडियो और फीडबैक फ्रॉम यू कि SGCCI ने जो ये प्रोग्राम अरेंज किया और आप तीनों दिन यहाँ पे रहे, तो व्हाट इज़ द आउटकम, आपने क्या इसे लिया, टेकआउट क्या है आपका. एक स्मॉल वीडियो में अगर टेस्टिमोनियल मिलेगा तो हमें आने वाले प्रोग्राम के लिए बहुत अच्छा होगा. एंड लास्ट में मैं इसी के साथ समअप करूँगा. ये एक पुरानी शायरी है, बहुत सारे लोगों ने सुनी होगी कि चांदनी चांद से होती है सितारों से नहीं, चांदनी चांद से होती है सितारों से नहीं. आप आगे की लाइन मत बोलिएगा क्योंकि मैंने उसको ट्विस्ट किया है. आसमान उसी सितारों से चमकता है, अकेले चांद से नहीं. अगर SGCCI चांद है तो आप सारे लोग सितारे हैं. अगर आसमान में सिर्फ एक चांद होगा ना तो आसमान नहीं चमकेगा. अगर आप लोग आज यहाँ पे आए ना तो हम ये तीनों प्रोग्राम अच्छी तरह से कर पाए हैं. तो यू आर अवर रियल स्टार. थैंक यू वेरी मच. आगे SGCCI में ऐसे बहुत सारे प्रोग्राम होने वाले हैं डिफरेंट एम्बेसीज के साथ. तो आई रिक्वेस्ट यू कि आप उसमें भी रजिस्टर्ड करें, अटेंड करें और अटेंड करने के बाद उस पर फॉलोअप भी करें. ऐसा ना हो कि ये तीनों प्रोग्राम कोई बापू की कथा की तरह रह जाए कि जहाँ पे आप आए, सुने और चले गए. थैंक यू वेरी मच. आभार.